Welcome to the virtual briefing for the Poole Battle of the Bay event on the GBSUP National Series held this weekend, July 4th and 5th at Branksome Dene Beach in Poole. This briefing will take you through all the necessary information to understand the formats, the schedule and the timings for this weekend's racing and event. Welcome to the start line. We're all set now for the weekend. We're going to have a historic weekend of high performance racing and also our National Series races covering leisure and juniors. And to top it off, we've also got our national selections for Team GB and Team England taking place at the Poole event this year. I'm your race director, Scott Warren. I'll be on the beach helping you race successfully, running the races for you and keeping everything in time and to shape. Our safety officer, Ollie, is on hand to make sure we're safe on the water and off the water and to ensure that we're having the best time possible in the safest manner possible. And you'll meet Michaela, our check-in manager, who will be running the registration tent and making sure you've got all the equipment and the bibs that you need. Our host, BaySUP, will be on hand helping us run the event. It's their local venue. They run the Battle of the Bay, and it's a fantastic event. Mike will be there on hand throughout the weekend. This year we've moved to our own digital hub, which we've built from scratch. This contains all the information you need about the events and gives us the full opportunity to give you details to hand, including your My GBSUP hub, where you'll manage your event entry, and also it will give you access to the race control hub as well, which we use across the weekend. You'll be able to find notifications in there that we push out, all of the maps, including your course layouts, your appeals if you're racing hard and need to challenge something, and also our new SOS feature there. If you have an issue during the event, we can communicate and find you easily. There's a direct link there, QR code if you're watching this on a big screen, but also a link which you can click on in the PDF, which will be emailed out to all competitors following this briefing. Onto the schedule then for Saturday, which is our tech and sprints. So the site opens at 8 o'clock and it's accessed via the car park. Details of that to come later. From there you can drop off your board down into the event village, which is on the beach. If you need to drop and go and find alternate parking, then you can do so up until around 9:30. Check-in will open at 8:30 with Michaela, and that will run until 9:30. We've got a full day of action planned, so 9:45 is our tech race briefing down at race control. This will cover the course and safety information around the tech racing. For this year's event, we're going to run heats to finals across our tech races. So 10 o'clock, we're going to try and kick off nice and early to get through those, and then our finals will be around 12:30. After a short break for lunch, it's on to the sprints. So at 1:45, we've got a briefing just before we start, and then our finals, our heats and finals will commence from 2 o'clock. We will hopefully then wrap up by 4:30 with our daily awards and prize giving for the tech and sprint races. All fleets competing, so it's our high performance, our challenge and our leisures and junior paddlers all competing across the day. Sunday is focused on the distance race, so same timings as start, so open at 8 o'clock and that's access down to the beach. Your drop-off period is the same time, 8 till 9:30. Check-in, 8:30 till 9:30 with Michaela, and that'll be in our big green GBSUP tent. The distance race briefing will be at 10 o'clock, and we're hoping to start then at 10:30. The race is scheduled for a 2-hour window, so we've got that period of time to complete the course, and the final ceremony for the distance race awards will take place around 1:30. So a slightly earlier finish on the second day, so hopefully you can get a good day's racing in, but then also get away in reasonable time. Your check-in and race tops, so the green GBSUP tent is where you'll check in. It's be immediately on the left of the Atlas slope as you come down the beach. You'll be able to spot the event village there. Confirmation of your participation, your fleet verification, and it's mandatory for your water entry, so we know what you're racing and that you're here and which races you're doing. As part of that, we need to see that you've got your PFD with you. It's required for some of the races, so please bring that to check-in. And as part of your check-in, you'll confirm your race number. If you own your own GBSUP top, just confirm your number with us. and loan tops, if you need to borrow one for the day, we require a £10 cash deposit refundable on the return of the top. If you've purchased a top for 2026 and you've not got it already, please collect this during check-in as well. So on to the national selections. It's a big kudos for us to be able to run these on behalf of Surfing England and Paddle UK for the respective Team England, Team GB selections and World Championships. It's a premier fixture on the calendar because of that, and the race results were used directly to select athletes for the international representation. Eligibility is down this year as any athlete in the high performance fleet. So it doesn't matter if you're competing at any age level, you're automatically entered and you'll simply get the call depending on the results. The combined weekend performance determines selection rankings, so we'll look at our individual races against the respective policies and criteria for the 2 World Championships, and selection is subject to obviously those policies. There'll be a more detailed briefing sent out on that, and the policies will be included so you can look at the detail in those. In terms of mandatory equipment, so across our 2 days of racing, for the distance race, we require that you wear a leash and a PFD. The PFD must conform to the ISO ranking you can see there. Ankle or calf only, so if you have a surf protocol, we'll be looking at no waist belts, although we're not expecting it, so any standard race orientated leash should be fine. We don't want to use any straight leashes if we can, but ankle, calf or a waist leash is fine. Technical, so the leash will be optional and your PFD is mandatory. There'll be running transition involved, so if you do not wish to wear a leash and you feel comfortable in the conditions, you're not required to wear one. Sprints, optional for a leash and for PFD. They'll be close to shore and we have safety crews on the water with you, so no leashes and no PFDs are required. Juniors under 12, you're required to wear a leash and a PFD, and for those under 12 paddlers, it's a solid foam vest only, please. And just to clarify on the PFDs, the rest tubes or the rescue tube style PFDs are acceptable, providing they meet the required standard. If we have adverse conditions, the wind picks up, for example, under our new tier protocols, the above matrix is subject to change. Realistically, what that means is that for the technical, you'll have to wear a leash as well, and the sprints, we might require you to wear a PFD. So please be prepared, bring all your kit with you for any changes during the event. So on to our race briefings. So these will be held just before each heat and race start. So we give you a final confirmation on the course in case of any changes, and what the start and finish protocols are to confirm those with you, and the event equipment mandatory checks as well. So that's at our race control tent you'll see down on the bench. Everyone must attend those. It's the start of the race, so you'll be ready to get on the water as soon as that's finished. Onto the courses then. So we're kicking off on Saturday with our tech course. So we're going to run our heats to final, which is our tech tight, a small course or a short course. So we're expecting the course to be somewhere between the region of 350 to 500 metres in total, depending on where the final buoys lie. It'll be a dry land start with a run to the water with your kit. The finish will be between 2 flags, and you can leave your board at the shoreline and you cross with your paddle in hand. So no paddle, no time, you'll be sent back to go and get it. On the course, there is a single left-hand turn in the middle of the course, and then you've got 3 right-hand turns throughout, depending on the number of laps. You can see that graphic there, and the transition around the flags on the beach. So you come into the beach, pick up your board, run around the flag, and then back in the water. So it'll be a nice little short transition, but obviously a nice bit of fun as well. Your high performance challenge are doing 2 laps. That includes your under 18 juniors. Your junior under 15s and your leisure are doing 1 lap. So you'll just come out to the start, around the lap, including the transition, and back straight into the finish. And then the under 12s will also do a version of the 1 lap. So they'll cut short on one of the finishes. So out and then back in, essentially. In the afternoon, it's sprints, and we're going to run our gated sprint format. So the buoys will be set about 75 metres off from the shore. So starting at the beach, running into the water with your kit, and you'll go through the gate, through the middle, and it is up to you, the paddler's choice, to turn left or right. Once you've made that turn, it's back to where you started and across the line. And just like the tech, you can leave your board at the shoreline and it'll be a run up the beach about 5 meters or so with your paddle. Again, no paddle, no time, you'll be sent back before you're logged at your finish. With the heats to the final progressions for the tech and sprints, we run a top 4 to 6 that advance directly through to the finals. The finals will be that single race to claim the top spots. The exact heat numbers and progressions will be determined once the final setup has been completed and the heat drawn according to the fleet size. So you compete in your fleet. So if you're in a high performance fleet, that can include your junior under 18s, your 40-foot hardboard and your 40-foot BaySUPs, and your pro challenge of the compete themselves, along with leisure and under 15s. They compete separately as well, and so do under 12 juniors. The tech and the sprints run a dynamic start procedure, so we will hold you in an area managed by the start team. This will all be on land, so we'll hold you back from the start line. In your heat or your start, you'll be called up to the line. We will then manage that position and creep, so we'll dress you to a line. Once settled, the starter simply calls ready. Paddlers will confirm back. You'll get a 10-second warning, and at any time in that 10 seconds, the starting signal, a horn signal or siren, can be sound, and then that's the go signal. In terms of finish, it'll be running between the flags about 5 or 10 meters up the beach. You'll leave your board at the water's edge if you wish. Run for the flags with the paddle in hand, and it's your body across the line in control. So we don't want to see any jumping across the finish line to gain advantage. Of course, you can celebrate if you're by yourself, but if you're competing for the line, it's a running finish across the line, and your body, the upper body, will be used as the first point across the line. And then we'll ask you to stay in your finish area until told to clear, just to make sure we've got the right order of your bibs and finish order. So Sunday is our distance course. So we have a full course, which is a 5k lap, and a short course, which is a 1k lap. So this will be starting at the beach again. So everything's a beach start this weekend. We'll start either just on the sand or just in the water, depending on the conditions. The protocol then is a static wave start. So again, we'll hold you off the start line. There is then a 3-minute, a 1-minute, a 30-second and a 10-second warning. As this is a static start, it will count down from 10 seconds and the starting signal will be at 0. The finish will be a full equipment carry across the flags, so bring your board up across the line. They'll be right at the shoreline, so you haven't got far to run with the distance course. In terms of number of laps, the high performance and challenge follow the white course, so out through the gate, which you can see the blue line in the graphic, join the course, and then around down to the bottom yellow, go all the way back up to the top yellow, and then back down to the finish area. The juniors will do 1 lap for under 15s, and the leisure will do 2 laps of the shorter course, and the under 15s will do 1 lap of the shorter course. As mentioned, it's a static start protocol, so just to cover that again, there's a 3-minute warning signal. The fleet will gather in the holding area. At the 1-minute warning, the fleet will be called to line, so you stand ready behind the marshals. At 30 seconds, you prepare to start command. Boards must be stationary, you must be on the line. 10 seconds, you'll get that final alert, and then the go signal is at 0. If you're in the second wave, there'll be wave starts. If you're in the second wave, the go signal of the preceding start will be your 3-minute warning for your countdown. In terms of water safety, we've got the Bournemouth lifeguards on the event for us, so they're going to have ribs out on the water. We've also got safety prones and safety SUPs covering the event, so plenty of safety for us. If you are instructed by a marshal or safety crew on the course, you must comply immediately, so failure to comply is a disqualification. They're there for your safety, but also there to help us manage the event out on the water as well. In terms of our protocols this year, we've introduced a new tier system. So we have our tier 1 green, which is 0 to 12, which is our standard operations, no restrictions. Tier 2 yellow, which we might be looking at for this weekend, is 13 to 18 miles an hour winds. We may look at shortening the courses, and the novice fleets might be reviewed in terms of participation. It all depends on the water and the weather conditions as they are, so we make a dynamic assessment on that. If we go up to tier 3, when we're starting to get some strong winds, we'll look at then implementing the high performance only. PFDs become mandatory in all conditions, and our distance course will be looked to change towards a downwind protocol, so upwind, downwind, depending on the conditions and the weather, of course, and the location. Tier 4, if we start to see winds above 25 miles an hour, then we'll put a stop to the racing and look for a window to reassess and rerun the racing. We're probably expecting tier 1 to tier 2 across the weekend, so at this time we're running with the plan A as you see it in this briefing. It's obviously been a hot summer, so we are keeping an eye on the weather at all times. If you hear us call a lightning evacuation, it's 30 seconds of lightning. We'll call a stop to the racing. So the ideal position is to drop to your knees and prone immediately to get down closest to the water. Clear the water at the closest point. Thankfully enough, with this venue, we are along the shoreline at all times. So just head to the nearest shore, get yourself safe, and then we'll regather at the event village and race control. We'll suspend the racing for 30 minutes after last strike, so it's the 30-30 rule, and all communications will come out via the race control tent, physically on the beach, and in your race control app as well. If you do get into trouble across the weekend and you're out in the water, the standard signal is to sit on your board and wave your arms or paddle overhead in a slow, deliberate manner. One of our safety team will then make their way to you and assist as required. If you do make your way off the course and you're a do not finish, please make yourself known to one of the team immediately as soon as you can, and you'll return back to the event village or via the race control app if you've got your phone with you. That way we know you're safe and off the water and not looking for you on the course. If you do hear some audio signals, whistles by the safety team, then that is an indication of an emergency. So just please take action as they indicate and communicate to you. On to some rules. This primarily is for the distance racing because of the length of the course. It's suspended for the tech and the sprints. So drafting for the high performance feats and challenges in your own board, class and gender. You're not prohibited to draft between different genders, broadcasters or modified support boats. There is a drafting etiquette rotation of the 3 offers rule. That's very clearly detailed in our rules on the website, so please look at those. But as a reminder, the drafting rules are suspended for tech and sprints at this event due to the short course formats. For your high performance, we're pushing the sport to the highest level we can, so we have a 5-stroke protocol in place. So high performance and junior under 18 athletes must maintain a standing position throughout the event. If you do fall or you do need a little short break, you are permitted to make a maximum of 5 strokes whilst kneeling to regain some momentum. If, however, you take 6 or more strokes whilst not standing, you're classified as kneeling to advantage. This could obviously be the case if it turns to a downwind, upwind, downwind protocol. The standard penalty starts at 1 minute and will be applied to your finish time, just to how much of advantage you are deemed to have gained by using your knees. For the challenge and for the leisure fleet, this is a bit more relaxed. We will look at the conditions and make a judgment call. In the challenge fleet, if you do kneel and gain advantage by that, we'll look to move your place down the order in finish order if you finish high. In the leisure fleet, it is an open rule, so you're able to complete the course as you need to do so. With the short course format, especially the tech, we have the half board rule, so buoy priority. We want to try and avoid any serious clashes at buoys. So the turning zone is identified as an area within 2 board lengths of the turn mark. Priority is locked when the leader enters this zone. So you have the inside overlap, so if the trailing board's nose is ahead of the midpoint 50% of the leading board upon entry to the zone, this means you've got that overlap and you have the right to water. So this is where you must call out and verbally claim water, such as water or inside, before entering that zone. This ensures that you are clearly communicating to your fellow competitor and they must leave you some racing space. Now we fully expect expect it to be close racing, but any intentional contact or any unnecessary contact will be deemed as an infraction. Simply give water, so if your overlap is correctly called, the outer board must steer wide to allow the inside board a safe racing line, so no pushing onto the buoy and any tactics like that to disrupt your competitor. We're looking for fair, clean racing where we can. If you wanted to raise an appeal or any disciplinary protocols, there's a 15-minute window and they must be logged with the race director or via the race control hub within 15 minutes of the protester crossing the finish line. We do need evidence, so we do need to have a witness called to there. We can't just have hearsay, so any footage, any photographs, or if we've witnessed anything ourselves, we need to log it with you. We'll call you to the race control hub via your bib number in the race control app on your phone. In terms of awards, we are under our national series protocols, so we award the categories on the left-hand side. One thing to note is we're moving to a full eligibility for the hard boards where you have the subcategories of the age groups. So if you do take a top 3 in the overall fleet, you are also eligible for your podium on the age groups as well. Before you arrive, just make sure your kit is nice and clean, checked and dry before you arrive, and obviously give it a clean as well when you return home. We want to maintain a check, clean, dry protocol at all our events this year. It is a shared space at Branksome Dene, so it's a public access to the beach and promenade. The event will be down on the sand as you see in the picture there, so we need to have plenty of care and attention when we're carrying our boards down to the beach. We don't have exclusive access, it is a shared space. If you've got dogs with you, they must remain on leads at this time of the year on the promenade, and they're not permitted down on the beach or within the event village. Although that is an area for us to operate this weekend, it is still under the standard local beach protocols. In terms of your arrival, the closest car park to the beach is the Branksome Dene Service Car Park, linking in the PDF here. You'll see the postcode on the screen. There is a fair-sized car park, but it is a first-come, first-served basis, and it is chargeable under the local rates as well. So head over to the Bournemouth Council website to check that out. Payment is via the Ringer app, also accepts card or cash in the car park. There's no overnight storage at the event, so all kit should be moved from the beach on Saturday evening, even if you're racing on Sunday, and it's your responsibility to do so in a good time and to your safety. Really exciting this weekend to have Tenzing supporting the event. So obviously you'll be pushing hard in the races and using a lot of energy. So we have some brilliant drinks available from Tenzing at the race control tent and at the GBSUP check-in tent, the green tent. They'll be free to take, so take one of those. 100% natural, plant-based energy. So they're absolutely fantastic. Come and try one, come and grab one, and they'll be hopefully on ice for you to help accelerate your recovery and give you a nice chilled drink to refresh. Please ensure, obviously, all cans are disposed of in the recycling bins at the beach. Okay, so that's just about to wrap up our briefing. So make sure you're logged into your hub. Make sure you've got access to the race control app as well. Check all your kits ready to go. And you've run through this briefing to give you the full knowledge and detail you required. If you do need to bring a deposit for your loan top for collection at the green tent, bring £10 in cash, and that's refundable when you return the bib to us. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you bright and early on Saturday and Sunday morning. Thank you.